over and over by the CDC and government officials. Any information that challenged lies and tyrannical mandates that were suppressed by social media. And we had officials locally that were silent and complicit with all unconstitutional and destructive government orders. And now they're silent again. So what do we know about this lab in Reedley? Well, on March 3rd, the Reedley code enforcement officers investigated the site after seeing an illegally attached garden hose. On March 16th, the warehouse was inspected, and it was discovered that the lab was producing COVID-19. There is blood, tissue, bodily fluid samples, and thousands of vials with fluids that are not labeled. They also found 900 mice.
They had AIDS. Super AIDS.
The representative from
they found hundreds of biological weapons.
Essentially a China national.
Diseases.
Informed investigators, quote, "These mice were genetically engineered to catch and carry the COVID-19 virus," end quote.
How come this ain't on every channel right now?
Licensed in Nevada, not California. One address listed for this company is a vacant building in Las Vegas.
That way they can spread it.
Other addresses related to this company appear to be in China, so this can't be verified at this time. And they also report that, quote, "Thousands of packages were found as well, many with shipping labels from China," end quote. On May 4th, the CDC inspected the lab and found infectious agents that were both bacterial and viral in nature.
AIDS, super AIDS.
Include hepatitis B and C, rubella, malaria, E. coli, and pneumonia.
They're spreading that with Corona.
Court documents indicate
trying to make a
mice
super
were involved
stuff
in these experiments with COVID-19. The lab apparently illegally disposed of medical waste, and it's believed it went to the landfill. This can't be confirmed because the operators of the lab have not been forthcoming. Now, questions that must be answered in the public
both them
is
other
right to know.
truckers.
One, is this company from China, or is it sponsored by the Chinese government?
Paid by
Experimenting with COVID-19 and having mice catch and carry the disease. What were they doing with all the bacterial and viral infectious agents found at the illegal lab? Two, are the people that were running and operating this lab Chinese nationals or American citizens?
Or
If
both.
they're not American citizens,
CIA.
are they there illegally? Three, and most importantly, why wasn't the public informed of this illegal lab and what was found?
And why are y'all still not informed? This happened in March.
Public health.
March.
Public health has an obligation to notify the public of potential dangers.
They don't want to tell
past
us sheep.
and present. During the COVID pandemic, their medical officer held weekly press conferences justifying ineffective, destructive lockdowns and mandates, and yet not even an acknowledgement to the public of the illegal and potentially dangerous activities at the lab. So he spent a week having the media come, telling the public things that were not true, supporting all of the tyrannical, destructive things that were taking place in our city, our county, our state, our nation. And then when a lab related to COVID-19 is found 5 months ago, no word. No word from him, no word from the public health department.
That should scare y'all.
No word from the Board of Supervisors.
The news knew.
Number 4,
They're controlled.
the Board of Supervisors are also silent. This is similar to the crisis when foster children were found to be sleeping on floors in offices.
What about
They only addressed
on
it when
islands?
they were forced to because it became public through the media. This is disgraceful and represents a willful decision to hide from and shirk their duties as elected representatives of, guess what? The public.
Yeah, this is all to get mail-in voting for
These same Board
2024.
of Supervisors with their elected responsibilities to the public during the pandemic.
By killing American citizens to scare y'all all
Destructive,
from going outside.
Lockdowns, mandates, and forcing kids out of school for 2 years.
Just look what it did to our kids. They don't know if they're male or female.
Again, when facing another crisis in the county, again related to COVID. The public has a right to know, what did the Board of Supervisors know about the lab, when did they know it, and why didn't they inform the public? 5, are there any current potential dangers to the public as a result of these experiments and illegal dumping of medical waste that involve COVID-19 and potential infectious agents that are both bacterial and viral in nature?
Gang of
Are there any
function
potential
that makes
adverse
super
impacts
strange.
to the farms in the area? How about the people in Fresno County, or even beyond the local area? We know COVID spread around the world. How can the public be assured no medical waste was disposed of in our water systems? Number 6.
Why do you think they were doing it?
Safety
To
measures
spread
in
it.
place at this illegal lab to protect the public from spread of COVID or the infectious agents they were experimenting with. We believe COVID spread from the Wuhan lab, and it could have come from this lab as well.
With America's help.
Number 7, Lemoore Naval Air Station is only 45 miles from this illegal lab. As was reported in Substack, quote, all of the F-18s for all the Navy's West Coast base carriers are located at Lemoore. The F-18s are primary strike fighters for the United States Navy. In a war with China, these are the aircraft that we would rely upon to sink Chinese naval vessels and give us victory, end quote. The implications from the spread of the debilitating virus could
They were
be
trying
devastating
to
to our nation's military readiness.
Take out all
Is the
the
location of
pilots.
this illegal lab coincidence or purposeful? Now, what do we do with what we've got right now? Well, according to Joe Prado,
Release
of
it to the
Fresno County
public.
Department of Health, there's currently no requirements for any lab, licensed or not, to report to the local public health department the biologicals or the testing that is being conducted. I call on the Board of Supervisors to immediately create a
Little
new
bit,
law
come here.
mandating this requirement in Fresno County.
Apparently, there is up to 4 more labs. There's one in Chicago. There's one in New York. There's one in
Mr. Prado also stated,
Georgia, I
"If we don't
believe.
receive public funding of any
It's all
sort,
left-ran
we can with
cities.
private dollars set up a laboratory in California and the United States," end quote. Just like was done here. This must change on the state and the national level. There must be enough oversight.
They're killing American people to scare y'all from voting. People, we have the devil in control of our country. We need to do something.